Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Tharoo, and I'm 14 years old. I'm so incredibly honored to be here today, speaking to you all. Well, if I'm going to be honest, I'm feeling a little nervous, just a little bit. So why don't we play a game to break the ice? So I'm going to ask you some questions, and if you think one of them applies to you, you're going to stand up and stay standing. Sounds good? Okay. So my first question is, do you consider yourself to be a youth philanthropist? If you do, please stand up and stay standing. Do you consider yourself to be a youth philanthropist? My second question is, do you know what youth philanthropy is? If you do, please stand up and remain standing. My final question is, do you know a youth philanthropist? If you do, please stand up. Well, now all of you should be standing. Stand up, please. Because you do know a youth philanthropist. Myself. Oh, Stacy. Youth philanthropy is a movement where kids and teens come together to change the world. It brings about the idea that the youth don't have to wait until they're older to make a difference, and that they don't have to rely on their parents to make a difference in this world. In today's modern age, this new generation of visionaries and go-getters are looking to change the world, and the only way for their thoughts to come to fruition is to encourage them to start making a difference now. Oh, I'm sorry, I kept you three standing. Now, don't you see the power a youth can have if they just have the support from the people around them? Please, take a seat. Okay, now let me tell you my story. I was born premature at 1 pound and 14 ounces at the Arnold Palmer Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. Of course, the NICU has now been moved to the Winnie Palmer, and it is one of the largest neonatal intensive care units in the country. Anyways, I was in the hospital for 110 days. And in the first 40 out of those 110 days in the hospital, we were told that each day could be my last. In the first week of my birth, I had a surgery for a condition called meconium ileus, which means that I wasn't able to pass my first stool. The doctors had a cut into my abdomen and cut out a piece of my intestine where the stool was stuck. It was a very long and harrowing surgery for my parents. But as you can see, I turned out all right. So obviously, those were not my last days, and my family and I are eternally grateful. So over the next 6 years or so, we would go back to the Winnie Palmer to celebrate my birthday. And it just so happened to be that on one of those birthdays, one of my former doctors wanted me to speak to a parent who was having a hard time visualizing the future and outcome of her baby. Now, it was a long time ago. I don't really remember exactly what happened, but what I do remember is the feeling of being a superhero, to be able to put a smile on a face and give the gift of hope. And ever since that day, I've been volunteering at the Winnie Palmer Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, inspiring countless families. Just like me, every youth has the power to do good, regardless of age, caste, or in my case, size, to do good around them if they just have the support. And by good, I don't mean just like giving away money or, for the adults in the crowd, taking a tax deduction. Youth philanthropy is when the youth give their talent, time, and treasure to the causes they hold dear. It is a very recent trend in society, starting in the late 1980s. Youth and junior boards were created for family nonprofits, and the first youth initiatives were created to teach kids about grant making and fundraising. Now, unlike previous generations, youth philanthropists believe in seeing the results of their hard work instantaneously. Because of the fast pace at which technology is advancing, we can get all the information we want at the touch of a button. We're so used to getting all of our information instant that we want everything to be instant, including the impact we make on the world. We like to set our goals and envision our end result. Because of this, we demand transparency of the process. We like to track the progress of our efforts leading to our desired result. We are a generation that likes to accomplish one goal before setting another. We enjoy the journey and celebrate each milestone. The difference between us and the generations before is that we're capable of arranging crowdfunding and working in collaboration with the masses on a global scale, all the while sitting in our bedrooms in front of our computer screen. Along with this, we like to keep everything simple, including grant-making and fundraising. We are motivated by the causes that interest our ideologies, and most of all, we're looking for excitement and fun. Philanthropic action should be fun, and it should be making people happy to be making other people happy. Now, did you know that 84% of millennial employees donated to a nonprofit in 2014? I guess they don't spend all of their money on avocados and lattes. My point in saying this is that there is statistical evidence to back up the impact the younger generations are making on the world today. The reason for this being is because of all that we have gone through, from the 9/11 attacks, to the school shootings, to the drastic climate change. We are growing up in a world with all of these challenges that are just begging to be solved. This drives us to do the most we can to fix them and make change. There are also many self-benefits gained from youth philanthropy. Not only do you get the self-satisfaction of helping your community and doing good, but you are also able to obtain leadership skills and confidence. Peers have a big influence on each other, and if one takes the lead on doing good, others will follow. People who are leaders are people who are willing to make change and are not afraid of the possibility. Especially in today's day and age, there are opportunities for greatness waiting around every corner. When one person is able to lead the masses and share their ideas, that builds their confidence. That then leads to bigger and better ideas, and the wheel keeps turning. There is also the benefit of building our social networks. Like I said before, we are very connected with technology, and social media allows us to connect with people and gain a following. That then allows us to spread our ideas to all parts of the world. Now, let me clear up some misconceptions the parents in the audience might have, but especially mine. You might think that your kids are lazy or technology absorbed. In the world of philanthropy, I take laziness as a gift. To me, laziness means simplicity. Instead of going to pick up bricks and build a house for the poor, you can make one using a 3D printer right from your own home. And instead of going to farms and planting rice and personally delivering it yourself, you can play a game, and where for every question you get right, 10 grains of rice are donated to the people who need it. My point in saying this is that although we may look like we won't get out of our beds, we can still make a difference from there, if we only have the support. Another misconception is that we're too distracted by social media to make change. And I can say, as a 14-year-old teenage girl, that yes, we do get distracted by social media. It is proven that Generation Z has a shorter attention span than millennials, 3 seconds shorter to be exact, with my generation having an 8-second long attention span. That is the reason why we love simplicity and the ability to communicate in pictures and videos. We also love social media for the same reason. But with social media, we can gain thousands of followers at a time. We can then use that time to tweet our ideas, snap our community service, and make our mark on Instagram. In conclusion, my generation may not be so self-absorbed after all, but rather selfless, innovative, and philanthropists in our own right. We've mastered the art of storytelling through emojis, memes, and short sentences rather than paragraphs. So instead of judging us for taking a selfie, maybe you need to jump in the picture. Thank you for your time.